Hello, 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 hello. This is me. Welcome to LinkedIn Masterclass webinar. It's kind of an open webinar. As you can see, it's on my LinkedIn profile. So and on my YouTube channel. So obviously, it's open to public. It's open to everyone. Right. What I need from you right now is probably tell me here. Hello, Chris. Can you hear me now? You should be able to. So if you can hear me okay, all good, brilliant. So what we're going to go through today is some basic lessons and basic stuff here on LinkedIn. And I just put my daughter to sleep. So fingers crossed that's what's going to be happening. She's going to be sleeping whilst we're doing this. But of course, if at any point she cries, this live is over. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so it doesn't really matter how many people we're going to have here on live, because how I'm going to structure this is we're going to go through some LinkedIn basics. So I will also show you, some slides here, but also I want to swap and change between my LinkedIn and my slides, so you'll see what I mean by this. I've got also my LinkedIn profile here ready, so we're going to be jumping back and forth from and to it. So hopefully that makes sense. And also I will be jumping back and forth from my presentation. So that's what's going to happen, right? So please share at the moment who has got a LinkedIn profile and what's their profile URL, so we can have a look together at this, and we can obviously have a look what people are doing and who's doing what, and how profiles look like. So if you want to just type in your profile, whether that's your name, hello from Argentina. So if you want to just type in your profile on LinkedIn profile so we can have a look at it, that's great, and we can sort of have it and keep it there. That's brilliant. Okay, I want to show you this first. This is a bit of a presentation I put together for this class, right? And what this is it's I call it webinar and masterclass, because behind all of this, what we're going to see is we're going to have kind of lots of ideas and interesting stuff that people can start using and implementing today. So you keep typing your profile on LinkedIn, or copy and paste URLs. I think maybe you can't. I don't know. Depends on whatever YouTube is allowing. And I'll show you this. So this is me, as you may know. My name is Michael, and what I've done in the last kind of 10, 15 years, I've been active on social media. I've been doing lots of things on social media, and my mom actually told me that I like to be on camera, and camera is something that I like doing. So there you go. I'm here. And quick background on me. This is what I've been doing for the last 15 years here in the UK. I've established a business in 2010. I have had some amazing ideas and some amazing business partners along the way. But I've generated, most importantly, some good sales numbers because of LinkedIn. And one of the platforms that I've used for that was obviously LinkedIn. So I have been very lucky that I was able to do that. So if you are thinking whether you should be on LinkedIn and what sort of LinkedIn can do to you, think no further, because I'm going to show you some practical lessons that you can implement today. So why LinkedIn? That's been a question that many people ask me, like, we're big on Facebook, we're big on this, we maybe growing Instagram. Why LinkedIn? Well, because if you think about it, this is the only platform so far at a sizable, big chunk that allows you to talk to professionals in your field for free and get thousands and thousands of views. I'm going to show you the views that I got for some of the content that I created, and you'll be blown away. And this is some of the numbers that I have on my LinkedIn, nearly 6,500 connections. Only 10 to 20% of people actually seeing these numbers, these posts that you post. And so you have to be careful that you're not overthinking this, that you've got plenty of connections, and all of a sudden plenty of connections are going to see your your LinkedIn post. It doesn't work like that. So you have to be kind of very careful how you do it. In the last week, I've generated 19,000 views for free. You don't have to pay for this. Like, LinkedIn is something that Facebook was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, where you could just post something onto your profile, whether that was a company profile, a personal profile, and actually Facebook would just wait for the likes and the comments, and it would just whoo, and it'll go. This is what LinkedIn is doing right now. So a brief agenda for this is this. We're going to go over this fairly quickly. So I'll explain some of the concepts here, but I'm trying to keep it to half an hour maybe. I believe in these uncertain times, you have to take control. And one of the ways to do that is, of course, through LinkedIn profiles and through LinkedIn content. So that's what you have to do. And whether you're business development manager, employee, anyone who's either employed or self-employed, LinkedIn is the way to go. And I would highly recommend you to do that. So first of all, you have to make sure that you create a voice, and you you have got a personality on LinkedIn, and that's what you have to create. You have to set up your profile correctly, and add as much details as possible, including media, including links, and what you're going to do and how you're going to spread that message. And we're going to go into some of that here. Also, you have to figure out what your SEO and keywords are. So if I type in my name on Google, I think third or second link is to a LinkedIn profile, my LinkedIn profile. So LinkedIn actually has got this amazing juice from Google that if you setting up your profile and your company correctly on LinkedIn, it's actually going to show up quite high on Google searches. So now you have to start thinking a bit like, okay, so is it a bit like you have in your own website that your LinkedIn profile serves as that? So keep that in mind. We need to customize our URL. We're going to look into that. We're going to have a banner image and profile image. They have to be done correctly and also very professionally. And this is a headline. This is something that people are going to see first thing when you comment, when you add a post, when you engage with them. That's those first, I think, 7, 8 words that you're going to see. And you have to be very specific on what you do. And there is a formula for that. So let me quickly jump onto my, so let me just create this, and I'm going to go into and actually show you my LinkedIn profile. So this is what you're going to see, right? This is my LinkedIn profile. So first of all, let's look into profile itself. I'm a premium. You don't have to be a premium. Not going to go into that. I've just took that as a 30-day free trial kind of thing to see what I'm going to benefit from that. So don't worry about if yours is blue or red like this. So this is your profile. So I just clicked, as well, you cannot see, but this is my profile. I'll show you this. Can I paste it here? Yes. So what you can see as well in the chat, I've just pasted my profile there. You see, that's the profile. So what it's looking at right now, it's customizable. So I've just done this. So I've changed a URL from just having some sort of set of random numbers and letters into my profile. So if I type in right now Michael Fratzkowek on Google, it's actually going to show LinkedIn page like this. So that's good. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Also, what we're going to have to look into. So let me just hide that. Okay. So now, what else we could be looking into? We said about banner image. Now, where can you create one of those? The easiest place to create one of those is to ask a friend, if you've got a friend who's good at this. But if you haven't got a friend who's good at this, I would say go to a place called Canva, canva.com. This is created on Canva. So I literally type in banner image Canva, and just you can create anything like that. So you see, I put something what I do. I will make you look good in a suit. So straight away, people know what I can do for them. What do I do? That sort of thing. It took me a while to figure this out, this message. But it's something really simple. I was previously thinking, oh, a founder of bespoke show. Nah, well, whatever, right? I will make you look good in a suit. I will make anyone look good in a suit. Wow. Okay, that's powerful, right? And you can see, send me message to find out how. And there is a little arrow to point to a message. So if you look at my profile, I've got a banner image that it's relevant and it's telling people what I do. I've got a very good image on the profile. So if you look into my profile image, you will also see that it has got the power to it. You know, if you look into that, I mean, that image to me is like a statement image, right? So I obviously had it professionally made, professionally photographed, but think about an image as a super important business card for you, right? And obviously I then created something similar, bespoke tailor. I'll make you look good in a suit fast, right? So that's another thing that I do, is I actually no faff about, no 7 weeks waiting, none of this. And look what the about screen I've done. So my about screen is big, and it's filled with keywords: bespoke tailor Liverpool, bespoke tailor dressing well, suits, bespoke suit, tailor, Albert Dock, Liverpool, ready to wear, right? It's filled with keywords. But if you just going to look at the about section first, what you're going to see is this. I will make anyone look good in a suit, bespoke suit or ready to wear suit. Again, lots of keywords. Whatever shape, size, previous experience wearing a suit. So from a normal horse to a unicorn. That's what I do. I mean, how powerful is this message if you think about, just general, this is what I do, right? And I know how few people here, I still don't know, apart from Chris and Sharon, who's here. Bob, I think, is here as well. Adrian, if you're still here, let me know your LinkedIn profiles. But how do I know in 3 seconds what you do? Because that's what you've got to do. How do I know in 2 seconds what you do? So that's what you have to think about. So that's my about section, and then I've got loads of media, kind of featured, some videos, some posts that I did as well, and some activity and some experiences, right? Make sense so far? Are you following me so far? I hope you do, because we're just going to carry on. So hopefully you're going to have your profile. You're gonna understand the pictures and the banner video and the banner sort of profile and the about section, and how important it is to actually keep it SEO friendly, if you like, right? So another thing is asking for recommendations. So I think I went this way. So every time I meet someone and I do business with someone, I ask for recommendations, either on Google or on LinkedIn. Think about this for a second. How do we buy things these days? You can just type in bespoke tailor, 17 people come up. Who do you go to? Don't know. Maybe someone can recommend me. You look at recommendations. You look at who's saying what about people. Same as here on LinkedIn. If you look at a LinkedIn profile, my LinkedIn profile, you can see straight away that I've been asking for recommendations, because the amount of recommendations, so if you look in my profile, the amount of recommendations I've got, I think it's 32 or 36, something like that. I've been asking everyone about recommendations. If you do business together, recommendations. And even if you sometimes don't do business with them and just meeting them for business, maybe for future business, maybe just recommend me as a good guy. I'll obviously recommend you too. So asking for recommendations is most powerful. This is how we're going to buy in the future. This is how Google and Facebook and LinkedIn is looking into that. Skills, another super important thing on our LinkedIn profile. So we're going to look into that as well. And I 100% believe in LinkedIn Karma. If you build a stronger communication, so you give and you receive back, you're going to see the juice flow into your profile. So that's what you're going to see. Okay, so creating perfect story. So when you're going to be talking about your about section, there's a few things you have to sort of keep in mind, making sure that there is call to action at the end of your about section, and there is around 2,000 characters, and make sure you use them, make sure you use the keywords and you define those keywords. And as I said to you before, note that LinkedIn only shows you the first 2 lines of text before you have to click see more. So make sure you use them correctly, right? So in this about section, this is what my about section looks like at the end of it. So I basically said, okay, if you want to have some shirt or suit consultation, book it there. If you want to look at my video on YouTube, this is. If you want to look at my inspirations on Instagram, this is what I do. And this is what also my clients tell you about me. So my about section is very comprehensive. I've thought about this, and I keep changing and I keep reducing, keep moving things about to make sure it's always up to date. So that's what you should think about it too. In your profile, add experience, education, and interest. As I said to you here, make sure the experience says more than just head of HR. Make sure that head of HR means that you have been helping people through tough times at a corporation that hires 500 people, and you were kind of head of that. So it's sort of more tell a story than just tell who you were or what you were doing and who you were. Education is important because of alumni, of course. If I've graduated from Manchester Metropolitan University, I'm part of their groups, and I can often go there and see who else graduated from there. Do I know anyone there who I want to connect with? That sort of thing, Online courses also count in education, so keep adding those educations on your profile, and you will see that more and more people are going to see it. So let me just show you this quickly. So if I go here. How are we all doing? Are we keeping up? Are we making notes? What's happening? Let me know in the comments. I don't see any comments. Why I don't see any comments? I should be seeing comments, unless you kind of bored and you've got nothing to tell me. Then obviously don't say anything. But you can see my experience. I've added Bespoke Tailor. I've added my own company onto LinkedIn. I'm part of BNI Group, BNI Atlantic, so I've added that. Bespoke Shirt Club, I've added that, and some other previous experiences. And also, I've added education, and I've added some other courses that I've done. Skills, so I want to be known for bespoke shirts, bespoke suits, and made-to-measure suits, and I'm asking everyone to kind of add. So I've got right now 30 people recommending me for bespoke shirts and bespoke suits. Like, how amazing is that? And you can see I've received 36 recommendations, and that's a lot of recommendations, right? And I've done some courses, languages, some honors, that sort of thing, right? So this is my profile. My profile, what you have to think about as well when you're going to start thinking about creating your perfect profile, it needs to be your business card. It needs to look good, and it needs to behave like your best business development manager you could possibly hire, who's cheap, who's free, and it just takes your time to actually develop that profile, right? Make sure you know this, make sure you understand this, make sure you follow. Profile, I could not stress enough how important it is. Whoever lands on this needs to see good, needs to see, that's what they need to see. Happy with that? Let's move on quickly. I want to show you 2 ways how I automate. And what I do mean by automation, I mean, it's not cheating, it's just a different way to speed up the process of getting to know people and making sure that we break break the ice, if you like, right? Sharon, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. Shout out to Chris. Thank you so much. Yes, we just gonna keep going. I think we just gotta keep going. We've got around 20 minutes before I want to wrap up completely, so let's keep going. Automate. Two free apps. I think they're free to a certain extent, and then you have to pay. Two of them. One is called Meet Alfred. So that's the one on the left. You can see free 14-day trial. And the one is Doc Soup, the one on the right. Both of them kind of do the same thing in the sense that you can find contacts, you can set up a list for LinkedIn or for those automation software pieces of software to go for, and they will go for it and they'll talk to them. In terms of the one on the left, which is Meet Alfred, you can actually do a bit of a sequence. You can say view the profile, then maybe send this message, then view again, then maybe add a connection, then send this. So you can have a bit of a sequence go into your prospects, and that's very, very good because it looks as if you are sort of trying and obviously doing more than just sending a request. The one on the right, which is the Doc Soup, I would say it's simpler. It's also slightly cheaper as well. And what you can do, let me just make a quick sip. What you can do with Doc Soup is you can actually also endorse people for their skills. So if they are your new connections, you can endorse them for their skill, and that way they can see it straight away. And endorsing for skills is for your first contacts. It's actually amazing because what that does to you. So you can do that through Doc Soup. Is actually allowing you to be visible. So what I'm saying is, if you endorse someone for their skills, let's say endorse people for their skills, I'm going to get an email if you endorse me that you're going to be named on that email, endorse you for these skills. How amazing is that, right? So imagine you trying to get to someone, you've just connected to someone, you endorse them for the skills, you send them in maybe a comment on a few of their posts. They're going to see a lot of your name in their inbox because their inbox are going to keep sending emails from LinkedIn to their inbox to say, such and such had just endorsed you, such and such had just recommended you, that sort of thing, right? So those two things, we won't spend too much time on them, but basically bear in mind it two automation tools for LinkedIn that are highly recommended. This is something that I haven't been spending too much time on until recently, because until recent I didn't even know it existed. I think it's been back in 2018. LinkedIn had to kind of figure out who's the influencer and who is not. And that's how they do it. They do it through something called Social Selling Index. So if you type in Social Selling Index on your Google, I think I've got it. I think there's I think the URL is here. So let me just paste that to you as well. So you've got it. So Social Selling Index is a way of LinkedIn to say, okay, who scores the highest in the correct niche with correct accounts, etc. We're going to show their content to more people. So it's basically like an influencer gauge. Have you heard of this? Have you seen this? Sharon, Chris, whoever is here, Bob, watching this and learning from this. Have you seen this before? Social selling. Do you know what yours is? Mine is 77, which is high, and it kind of breaks it down to what it is. So I've got like 22 from establish personal brand, find the right people is 16, engage with insights. It's only 15 and a half. So I need to kind of figure out how to up that score. But the higher it is, the more people are going to see your content, and that's super important. So make sure you go there, check your social selling index, and see what else you can improve on and how you can improve. And there is ways to improve it. So do that. Right, keep going, keep going. If you've got any questions, let me know. Post them here in the comments, and I'll address them at the end, right? Articles versus activities. Let's talk about it. So, articles in general, they are kind of okay on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn wanted to be this content platform, but it hasn't actually switched the gears on for articles. So if you do a long article and no one's going to comment on it or post it or share it, it's going to die. It's not going to do well. Whereas posts are visible to a lot more people. So if I was you and you were starting out, I would say do more posts than articles. And also, this first point I've mentioned here is everyone can see all your activities on LinkedIn. And that's scary because if you saying or you comment on someone posts and you say, "Oh, you piece of shit," right? Excuse my language. Then what's going to happen is anyone who visits your profile will be able to go to your activities and see everything that you've just commented. So it's scary, and I show you why. Because look, if I go to my LinkedIn, right? I go to my LinkedIn, you see that. If I scroll to my LinkedIn down to activity, right? I can see all activities, all the posts that I've posted, all the, I've just commented on David's, or even liked David's post. I mean, look at that, right? Obviously, I'm replying to all of my comments on my post, but there is obviously other posts that I've been talking to and talking about, etc. So all of the activities could be seen here. So be very careful what you're doing in terms of commenting and posts and things like that, right? So so make sure you pay attention to that. Okay, what else? So if you look at I always, and I'm a huge fan of this, if you commented on someone's post, do a bit more than just a thumbs up. Do a bit more than just okay, because maybe if you give them heart or give them a little clap on LinkedIn, they're going to see it and they're going to react to it. Just, it takes 2.2 milliseconds to choose different way of reacting to someone's post. Do it right, do it correct, and you're going to see the results, and you're going to see people kind of liking your posts more because of that, right? Okay, so what else we've got? Comment if possible, and always tag in the reply per person that you want to engage with, right? So make sure you do that. I have a couple of articles. LinkedIn articles can be found via Google searches, so that's the only thing to think about. Post cannot be found. So if you writing about, for instance, if I'm going to be writing about this LinkedIn webinar that I'm doing, I'm going to be doing an article because I want to be searched and found on Google for that, right? And Gary Vaynerchuk's done this. He's done $80 tactics, and I actually like it. Drop 20 cents of your opinion on a lot of subjects on LinkedIn. So if you scroll through the wall, comment, give the clap or give the little hearts, and comment and tag persons, and drop those 20 cents every time. So everyone has got an opinion about everything. So you've got an opinion about fracking. Express that opinion. Tag that person. Tell them that you've read them, because they're going to go back and comment on your post as well. It just works phenomenally well. Express yours. Do that 9 times of a day for different people, and you will see how quickly that comes back to you. So that's a little tactic. If you want to go tactical, this is what you should do. Creating content. Briefly on this. This is how I create my content. There is usually 2 or 3 different kind of overarching topics, and I very often post pictures. I post some controversial stuff with regards to fashion, and usually something that everyone agrees on. So I've got like 3 main kind of areas of posting content on my page, and you just have to post it every day and keep going, keep at it. There is more and more people joining LinkedIn every day. How do you stand out? By producing a lot more content, and that's what you have to do. You have to be consistent. I post every day. And if I get 8,000 views, great. If I got 672, brilliant. Let's keep going, right? Okay, we quickly on about connections, because connections is one of those things that obviously allows you to grow your profile. How do you connect? Well, if you're going to start commenting on other people's posts and engage with other people's communities, obviously people are going to go back to you. They're going to send you requests, and that's how you kind of grow your network. Also through different groups, as you can see, suggestions to go and maybe see also on groups and lists. And also have a look if you do your profile, because very often those people obviously viewed your profile for a reason, because they're looking for something. So that's that. There is some kind of hacks that you can do to get your Gary Vaynerchuk's, your big guys to look at your profile and comment on your profile possibly. And I always say, comment thoughtfully on their posts. Don't spam their inbox, and create a post telling them how their post helped you. So if I wanted to engage with Gary Vaynerchuk, I'll be, or whoever you want to engage with, Andy Burnham, whoever, I would create a post to say, oh, that post from Andy Burnham was amazing. And I tag them in the post, and I tell them how they helped me, so they can see that you've tagged them. Yeah, I don't want anything from them. I just want them to be thanked for, right? That's what this is. And yeah, and then after all of that happens, then maybe send a connection request, right? How do we, number one, comment on the big posts? There is tactics. We won't go onto it, but there is a way to do that. A great story. There is a way how I write a lot of my posts on LinkedIn. There is 5 lines that you can see without clicking that see more. So that 5th line must be the hook, something controversial, something with a question mark. So let me show you what that looks like on one of my best posts so far. Well, in the last week, I would say. So let me show you quickly my LinkedIn. So this is my LinkedIn, and if I go to my view profile, and if I go to, there's like crazy way, I'm sure there's better way to do it. But if I go to my activity and my posts, right, okay. So this is my post. So I'm going to show you one that it's done really, really well. What was this one? That's 1,500. That's the one. 8,500. What I'm about to say is a bit controversial. Do you do the same? Like, you want to see more. You want to be like, what is he talking about here? What's going on? Okay. And then obviously look, and basically the point was that you can have sort of have the same suit, but then swap waistcoats. So that's one look with that waistcoat, and then you swap the waistcoat and have another look. So how many looks you can create, and you can see what happened. For free, I got 8,500 views on this post, right? A company that I'm trying to get to desperately. They're very interesting, big insurance company. Nissan Motors, Acre Solutions, they are amazing. I'd love to speak to them. Look, 700 salespeople, business owner, executive director, founder, my kind of people. 332 from LinkedIn, from Liverpool, that sort of thing. Right? And someone has shared this as well, which gives you more juice. This one, I have been following that methodology, and it's done okay. 1,000 posts, it's kind of okay. PwC, I would love to speak to them, but there's only three views. So nothing that spectacular in that respect, right? But what you have to think about is every day. You post it every day. You go into it every day, and you keep on going. Maximilian would appreciate it. He's gonna have to run. Yeah, share your profile if you want here, so we can obviously have a look. We will be repeating this. I don't think I'll share the Google Sheets yet with anyone. I think we're just going to do another one. But yeah, I'd love to connect with you. So send me a connection request, and I'm sure we're going to connect on LinkedIn as well. Good. So far, so good. We've got around 5 minutes left. So what we've done so far is we looked at kind of a lot of things related to LinkedIn, to stories, to how to create content about profile, some automation techniques. How do you find it so far? How do you feel so far? Do you feel as if it's a bit overwhelming? Is it a bit? I'm not sure whether I should be in this LinkedIn game. What do you think? Let me know here in the comments section. So obviously we're gonna have a look as well. Right. What I want to do right now is go to Chris's profile. Right. Where are we here? So let me just. Are we connected? Oh, maybe I'll just do this. That's still, yes, we are connected. Good. Okay, brilliant. Chris, are you still here? I don't know. Are you still here? New comments. Okay. Sharon, yeah, we're going to look into yours as well. So, Chris, if you're still here, let me just quickly look at yours. So, good. First of all, 500 connections. So, LinkedIn kind of treats you as a legit person if you've got more than 500 connections. So, if you haven't, make sure you go over those 500. So that's super important. This doesn't tell me what you do and how you can help me. I like the picture, very professional. But this Trainer Pro, you can see the TR is kind of hidden. I don't know what this does. Looks to me like a software company of some sort. It says Fleet Driver Trainer. Okay, Fleet Driver Trainer. Again, it's this kind of, this is what people are going to see first thing, right? So how can I help you? I'm going to make you spend less on fuel. You will spend less on fuel with me. I don't know. You'll have less accidents. Whatever your pitch is, I don't know, right? Okay, so activity, right? Okay, some good amount of activity. But let's have a look how often Chris posts. So let's have a look. Okay, 1 year ago. Okay, I think that yeah, I think that's not often enough, right? So let's keep going. And posting it's obviously, yeah. Let's quickly pause this. I think that posting is good, but you have to kind of think about who you post to, who's your message to. So in the about section part and the content part, there is a huge kind of thing that we kind of missed on purpose, but not on purpose. Who is your target audience, right? If Chris's target audience is fleet managers, then that message would have to be slightly different, right? Because those fleet managers, what issues do they have? What problems do they have? And you have to kind of solve those problems with the about section, and the message you will have here on here on top, and all those articles would have to kind of address that concern, right? So again, good Fleet Trainer Pro hasn't got a logo, doesn't look like a legit company, and you can very easily do that. I think if you type it on Google how to set up a company on LinkedIn, it's super simple. Takes 5 minutes. But you can obviously change the logo and things like that. Sales area manager, MetLife. Okay, good. Do I want to show this? Maybe one of those. I would say, Chris, whoever gives you more referrals, whoever gives you more recommendations, whoever you can go back to and ask for some recommendations, I would keep one of those in, and the other one I would just remove. You can see skills and recommendations. We have to make sure we grow this, so a lot of people can kind of say, yeah, I recommend Chris. So straight away, I'm gonna endorse him. So he's gonna get any notification that I've endorsed him, right? And he's got a recommendation from Wojciech, and I can recommend Chris as well. You can also ask for recommendations for contact. So you can ask for recommendations. You can see, you know, who you can recommend, who you can see there. Brilliant. Hope it makes sense. Hope it makes sense. Right, Shorin, shall we have a look at yours? I assume yours going to be more professional. Look at that. There is straight away something. There is little pink pig. I think that's purple pig, right? That's what you do. You succeed best and quickest by helping others succeed. Okay, I like that. It's a bit mysterious. I don't know, Shorin, whether you're still here or not, but that's how I see it. I like that because people obviously going to ring you, right? Or do they? You probably know how often you actually get a phone call from this. I mean, I would probably ask if random people ring you, but if I wanted to sell you double glazing, I would ring that number, right? If I have to be, and I'm an insurance broker, and you give me your number, well, I fucking ring you, right? Because you just gave me your number. So I don't even know whether you can help me, but you're already saying, give me a ring. I don't know whether that's the utility warehouse thing or whether that's just your idea or it works for you. Whatever works. If it does, brilliant. If it doesn't, maybe maybe you don't need it. I don't know, right? Because that's one of those things that you cannot click on it. So I cannot just dial from here. It's not it's not. I don't know. I'm not sure. You decide what you want to do, but I'm not sure. Again, 500 connections. That's good. Okay, just remove that. Highlights have got loads of connections. You've got studied Manchester Metropolitan University. Say hello. Brilliant, right? So that's why it's important to put those information in because I didn't know that Shorin was doing MMU, right, at some point. And look at that about section, right? Want to make changes in life? Not sure how? Yes, I want to do that. Perhaps you're searching for an escape. So John, right? And maybe that line there should be give me a call, I will help you. Right? And maybe that should be your section because you can see how much I can see. I can see only up to there before I click see more. So that first part was good, and then maybe call to action on the first part, right? Or something, right? I like that. Okay. Activity, lots of activities for Shorin. Let's have a look. How often does he post? I'm pretty sure he posts every day. 5 days ago. Okay, but it was 1 week ago. It was Easter, so I guess I remember that video. Good. That set up 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, good. I like it. So that's that. Good professional picture. I like it as well. Again, I don't know why your logo doesn't show, but I'm pretty sure it should show. Same as BNI Viking. I would make sure you're not in BNI Atlantic, are you? I would add that as well as a kind of consultant or something like that. I don't know, chapter director. I don't know. Just figure it out because those icons I would change to make sure that they look more legit, if you like. Okay. Okay, education, brilliant. Yeah, director. The more you can list here, the better it is because maybe I know someone from there and it's like, oh, okay, so we got a good contact. So small business, training, and leadership. Now, these 3 skills that Shorin is asking about, are they the best skill that kind of represent him? I don't know. Obviously, he decided to do that, so maybe that's what it is. But I would say, Shorin, isn't the utility warehouse kind of a bit of a like passive income kind of thing, or income from home? Wouldn't that be a skill? Maybe I would assume that may be a skill. So maybe maybe I'd look into that. Because small business, what does that mean? It means that you are helping small businesses. You are small business. I don't know. Training. You training me, or you training others, or you are expert in training just in general, like physical training. I don't know. Leadership. Um, okay, you're a good leader, I guess, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't 100% clear straight away what you want. So maybe you can add some more skills here and move those skills up and down. You know what I'm saying. Right, good amount of recommendations, given and received, good balance. I would say, Sharon, do you know more than 12 people that can give you recommendations? And you know you do, and you know you can ask, and you should ask, and there should be more. There should be 50, should be 100 here. The more people we have, because imagine this. This now becomes yours. If you give Gary, obviously, credit for this, you can use this. Sharon is the most honestly professional network marketer professional ever I've met. Boom. You copy this, and that goes onto your business card. And Gary David said this, right? Because this is yours. No one's going to take it away from you. This is yours. Use it. Good. I don't know if you speak Italian. Jesus Christ. Okay. Good. Hope it makes sense. Does it make sense? Hope it was useful. Yes. So recommendations. Yeah, I mean, Sharon's saying that he's been doing more on Facebook. If it works, brilliant. Facebook is notorious for cutting. So, for instance, if something works for you on Facebook right now, brilliant. Use it, do it, do more of it. But if it's Facebook has got tendency to switch everything off tomorrow, and all of a sudden it doesn't work, and you've built that big following, and you build up something amazingly and something big, and all of a sudden, they stop you. LinkedIn hasn't done that yet. It will come at some point because, of course, marketers ruin everything. So marketers are going to obviously use LinkedIn to the nth degree. Obviously, at some point, LinkedIn's going to have to figure it out. But yes, if your Facebook is working well, do it. But never forget about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is just a machine. It needs to learn the same as Facebook, right? Yes, leadership and coaching others to earn money. Yeah, that was regards to the skills. I like leadership. I would leave it. Maybe earn money, and maybe that's a skill. Earning coaching to earn money. That's a skill. I don't know. I'm sure there is a skill you can think about or choose from that kind of better describes what you do. Yeah, and recommendations. Like what I've been doing, Sharon, after one-to-one with pretty much everyone. I'm asking them for either Google recommendations, referrals, or LinkedIn recommendation. And people have been usually okay because I say I usually reply to them straight away as well. Okay. I hope it was useful. Have we got any other Maximilian Nabokov? I wonder what he does. Right, let's have a look if he... See if I can find this guy who said he had to go. What's his name? Nabokov. UX intern in North Carolina. Accept. Yes. So I've accepted his connection. So let's look. It's marketing agency. That's not what I'm saying, that it's Bach or something. Okay, good. Right, excellent. Right, let's have a look. Again, about sections, not enough connections. That's first of all 500. Go to that. About section kind of pretty weak because again it kind of cuts off their activity. Okay, that's good as well. So some of the history is there as well. And also, I said to you before, don't just say product management intern. Say what you do. Like, this is your job. This is your job that says on your CV, but that's not a CV. Like, what does that mean? UX specialist. I create beautiful websites that allow people to navigate through maze of blah, blah, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Education, good amount of education. What I don't see here, and I haven't seen that as well on I don't think anyone, is media content. So look, in my profile is you see that featured content. So I've got my post that people can look into about masks because of coronavirus, obviously about some suits here and some extra suits here as well. And then I've got some videos. So you can see there is like loads of featured content here. Uh, None of you had this, so maybe I don't know why. Maybe you have to look into that and maybe add some bits and pieces to it. So the more you add, the nicer it is, the thicker, the blah, you know. So Maximilian has got some work to do as well, but that's okay, I guess. Is there anything else? Let me just have a look if I've got anything else on the presentation left, but I think we're about to wrap up. There is obviously help that I provide people with that. So if you need help and you may need, may not, depends on whether you want it or not. I am going to, well, I'm in process of developing this do-it-yourself section where you will have access to video content. It's going to be around maybe 16 to 18 videos, 5 to 10 minutes long, about how to do all those things that I said to you better. So how to write a better article, how to do a post correctly, how to set up the automations that we talk about, how to do a lot more things. So those videos are going to be do-it-yourself videos. They most likely going to be around 100, 125 quid. And then it's going to be do it with you section. And that's going to be very much an intense a section where I'm going to be literally taking you by hand and showing you exactly what you should be doing that with you. And that's obviously going to cost a lot more just because it sort of includes my time in it. But these are kind of those two options that you've got in terms of working with me. You don't have to, because obviously there is loads of things you have to start working on after this webinar. But these two things would be the one on the left, the do it yourself section, is gonna help you a lot, because then you can obviously pause the videos, do the thing from the video, and go back to it and watch it again and do it again, etc. To sort of start posting regularly and how to do that and where to get the ideas from, etc. And then do it with you is a complete solution, if you like, for people who are either find it super difficult to be on LinkedIn and how to do that, and I'm kind of want to automate that for them as well. And there is other things that we could be doing, like scheduling posts and things like that. We didn't go into this, and there is a piece of software that you can use for that as well, and that's actually not expensive at all. And I always say with do it with you sections that you don't have to follow my path and all the mistakes that I've made, because what I'm going to do is prepare you for you not to make those mistakes. So it's going to be a lot easier for you to do that. This is a LinkedIn domination plan. So you've watched this webinar right now. Next week, you've probably played with it a bit, and you kind of more or less, you know what you do. Then you start generating some leads, most likely in 2 weeks' time, when you're going to keep posting. And then a month from now, most likely, if you want to take, you can obviously take some consultancy. We can figure it out, even like maybe for an hour or two, sit down with me. You pay for my time, but then we completely break down your LinkedIn, and we telling you, showing you the plan of how to do it better. And that's what you have to do that. Good. Any more profiles to look into? Sharon, thank you so much for sticking about. I hope it was useful. My daughter has not woken up, so that's good. My wife is back from work. She works in a hospital in like maybe half an hour, so perfect timing this. So thank you so much for being around. Let me know if you've got any other questions in the comments below. You can see it's completely dark right now. I'm just lit in my face with this screen of my computer here. Good. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've got any questions. If not, I'm going to be wrapping this up. This is going to be up on my YouTube as a public, maybe for I don't know, we'll see, maybe for 12 hours, maybe for 24 hours. Then I'm going to make it unlisted for people who wants to have a look and see it at a later date. Most likely I'll redo that webinar with slightly different content. Obviously, we're going to go and look into more of LinkedIn and maybe some particular cases. But the more of you going to share your profile and your URLs, the better it's going to look. So because then we can obviously critique and look at it together. Hope you're going to have a great evening. Sharon, I see you tomorrow. Rest of you guys, thank you so much for sticking about.